Welcome to today's video. Have you ever felt like you're standing in your own way? What's holding you back from reaching your goals? These questions touch on a powerful truth. Often, we are our own worst enemies. This video will explore why this happens and how we can overcome it. Let's start by understanding self-sabotage. It's when we unconsciously hinder our own success. This behavior can show up in many ways, from procrastination to negative self-talk. We might avoid opportunities, make excuses, or give up too easily. Recognizing these patterns is the first step to breaking free from them. Negative self-talk is a major form of self-sabotage. It's that inner voice that tells us we're not good enough or that we'll fail. This voice can be subtle, but its impact is significant. It chips away at our confidence and stops us from taking action. We might not even realize how often we put ourselves down or doubt our abilities. The fear of failure is another big obstacle. It's natural to want to avoid pain or disappointment, but this fear can keep us stuck. We might not apply for that job, start that business, or pursue that relationship because we're afraid of what might go wrong. This fear limits our potential and keeps us from experiencing new things. Many of us get trapped in our comfort zones. It feels safe to stick with what we know, but this can prevent growth. Our comfort zone might be a job we've outgrown, a relationship that's no longer fulfilling, or habits that don't serve us. Stepping out of this zone can be scary, but it's where real progress happens. Perfectionism is another way we sabotage ourselves. We set impossibly high standards and then feel discouraged when we can't meet them. This can lead to procrastination or never finishing projects. We might think, if it can't be perfect, why bother? But this mindset stops us from learning and improving. Comparing ourselves to others is a common trap. Social media makes it easy to see the highlight reels of other people's lives. We might feel like we're falling behind or that we're not good enough. This comparison game distracts us from our own path and unique strengths. Self-fulfilling prophecies play a big role in self-sabotage. If we believe we'll fail, we might not try our best or give up at the first obstacle. These negative expectations can shape our actions and lead to the very outcomes we fear. It becomes a cycle that's hard to break. So how do we overcome self-sabotage? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts and behaviors. Notice when you're putting yourself down or avoiding challenges. This awareness is powerful because it gives you the chance to make different choices. Changing negative self-talk is crucial. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, pause and challenge that thought. Is it really true? What evidence do you have? Try to replace negative thoughts with more balanced or positive ones. This doesn't mean ignoring reality, but rather looking at situations more objectively. Setting realistic goals is important. Break big dreams into smaller, manageable steps. This makes progress feel more achievable and less overwhelming. Celebrate small wins along the way. Each step forward builds confidence and momentum. It's helpful to change how we view failure. Instead of seeing it as a final judgment on our worth, we can see it as a learning opportunity. Every mistake or setback has something to teach us. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This perspective turns failures into stepping stones. Building a strong support system is valuable. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and encourage your growth. It's okay to seek help when you need it, whether from friends, family, or professionals. Having support can give you strength during challenging times. Self-compassion is a powerful tool against self-sabotage. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a good friend. When things go wrong, don't beat yourself up. Instead, acknowledge that everyone makes mistakes and faces challenges. Being gentle with yourself can help you bounce back faster. Taking action despite fear is a skill you can develop. Start with small steps outside your comfort zone. Each time you face a fear, you build courage. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear, but acting despite it. Let's talk more about recognizing negative self-talk. This inner critic can be sneaky. It might disguise itself as realism or protection. Pay attention to phrases like, "I can't," "I'm not good enough," or "it's too hard." These thoughts limit you before you even try. Start to question these thoughts. Where do they come from? Are they based on facts or old beliefs? Challenging negative self-talk takes practice. When you notice a negative thought, try to find evidence that contradicts it. Have you succeeded at similar things in the past? What are your strengths? Look for a more balanced view of the situation. Over time, you can train your mind to be more supportive and encouraging. Fear of failure often comes from a desire for certainty and control. But life is inherently uncertain. Trying to avoid all possible failures can lead to missing out on great opportunities. Think about the potential benefits of taking a risk. What might you gain? Even if things don't work out perfectly, you'll likely learn and grow from the experience. To overcome the fear of failure, start redefining what failure means to you. Is it really failing if you learn something valuable? Many successful people have stories of multiple failures before they achieved their goals. These experiences were crucial parts of their journey. The comfort zone trap is subtle because it doesn't feel bad. In fact, it feels safe and comfortable. But growth and comfort rarely go together. Think about times in your life when you've grown the most. They were probably times of challenge or change. This doesn't mean you should always be uncomfortable, but it does mean pushing your boundaries regularly. To expand your comfort zone, start with small challenges. It could be talking to a stranger, trying a new hobby, or speaking up in a meeting. Each time you do something that scares you a little, your comfort zone expands. You prove to yourself that you can handle new situations. Perfectionism can be paralyzing. It's important to understand that perfection is an illusion. Nothing and no one is ever truly perfect. Striving for excellence is good, but demanding perfection leads to frustration and inaction. Start setting more realistic standards for yourself. Focus on progress rather than perfection. One way to combat perfectionism is to set time limits for tasks. This forces you to complete things rather than endlessly tweaking them. Remember, done is often better than perfect. You can always improve things later if needed. The comparison trap is especially dangerous in the age of social media. Remember that you're seeing curated versions of people's lives, not the full picture. Everyone has struggles and insecurities, even if they don't show them. Instead of comparing yourself to others, try comparing yourself to your past self. Are you growing and improving in ways that matter to you? To break free from harmful comparisons, focus on your own journey. Set goals based on your values and aspirations, not what others are doing. Celebrate your unique strengths and experiences. If you find social media triggering negative comparisons, consider limiting your use or curating your feed to include more positive influences. Self-fulfilling prophecies show the power of our beliefs. If you believe you'll fail an interview, you might appear nervous or unprepared, leading to poor performance. This then reinforces your belief that you're not good at interviews. Breaking this cycle starts with challenging your assumptions. What evidence do you have for your negative beliefs? Are there alternative explanations or outcomes you haven't considered? To counteract negative self-fulfilling prophecies, try acting as if. Behave as if you're confident and capable, even if you don't feel that way inside. This can create a positive feedback loop. As you act more confidently, you may see better results, which in turn boosts your actual confidence. Developing self-awareness is key to overcoming self-sabotage. Start paying attention to your patterns. When do you tend to procrastinate? What situations trigger negative self-talk? Keep a journal to track these patterns. Over time, you'll start to see connections between your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Mindfulness practices can help increase self-awareness. Take a few minutes each day to check in with yourself. How are you feeling? What thoughts are running through your mind? This practice can help you catch self-sabotaging behaviors early. Positive self-talk techniques can be powerful tools. Start by becoming aware of your inner dialogue. When you notice negative self-talk, pause and reframe it. Instead of, "I'm not good at this," try, "I'm still learning and improving." Make your self-talk encouraging and supportive, like you would talk to a friend. Affirmations can be helpful, but they need to feel authentic to work. Start with statements that feel believable to you, even if they're small. "I am capable of handling challenges," or "I am worthy of success" can be good starting points. Repeat these affirmations regularly, especially when facing self-doubt. Setting realistic goals is crucial for building confidence and momentum. Break larger goals into smaller, actionable steps. This makes the process less overwhelming and gives you frequent opportunities to succeed. For example, if your goal is to write a book, start with writing for 15 minutes a day. These small wins add up and keep you motivated. When setting goals, make sure they're SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This framework helps you create clear, actionable objectives. Remember to celebrate your progress along the way. Acknowledging your efforts reinforces positive behavior and boosts motivation. Changing your perspective on failure is a powerful shift. Instead of seeing failure as a reflection of your worth, view it as data. What can you learn from this experience? How can you adjust your approach next time? This mindset turns setbacks into valuable feedback. To practice this mindset, try keeping a failure resume. This is a list of your failures, what you learned from them, and how they led to growth or new opportunities. This exercise can help you see the value in all your experiences, not just the successes. Building a strong support system is essential. Surround yourself with people who encourage your growth and believe in your potential. This might mean seeking out new friendships or professional connections that align with your goals. It could also mean setting boundaries with people who bring you down or reinforce negative patterns. Don't hesitate to seek professional help if you're struggling. A therapist or coach can provide valuable insights and tools for overcoming self-sabotage. They can help you uncover deep-seated beliefs that might be holding you back and develop strategies for change. Cultivating self-compassion is a powerful antidote to self-sabotage. This means treating yourself with kindness and understanding, especially when things are difficult. When you make a mistake, instead of harsh self-criticism, try speaking to yourself as you would to a friend. Acknowledge the difficulty of the situation and offer yourself words of encouragement. Self-compassion isn't about making excuses or avoiding responsibility. It's about recognizing our shared human experience of struggle and imperfection. By being kinder to yourself, you create a supportive internal environment that makes growth and change easier. Taking action despite fear is a skill that gets stronger with practice. Start by identifying small, manageable steps that push you slightly out of your comfort zone. It could be speaking up in a meeting, reaching out to a potential mentor, or trying a new approach to a familiar task. Each time you take action despite fear, you build confidence in your ability to handle challenges. Remember, courage isn't about not feeling afraid. It's about feeling the fear and taking action anyway. Acknowledge your fears, but don't let them stop you. Focus on what you can control and the potential positive outcomes of taking action. As you work on overcoming self-sabotage, be patient with yourself. Change takes time, and progress isn't always linear. There will be setbacks and difficult days. That's normal and okay. What matters is your overall direction and commitment to growth. Keep in mind that overcoming self-sabotage is an ongoing process. As you grow and face new challenges, you might discover new forms of self-sabotage. That's okay. Each time you recognize and work through these patterns, you become stronger and more resilient. Remember, you have the power to change your thoughts and behaviors. Every small step you take towards overcoming self-sabotage is a victory. You're building new neural pathways and creating healthier habits. Over time, these changes add up to significant transformations in your life. As you move forward, stay curious about yourself. Notice your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors without judgment. This curiosity can lead to valuable insights and make the process of change more interesting and engaging. Consider keeping a growth journal. Write down your goals, your progress, and your reflections. This can help you see how far you've come and identify areas where you still want to grow. It's also a great tool for tracking patterns and celebrating your successes, no matter how small. Remember that setbacks are not failures. They're part of the learning process. When you face a setback, take a step back and look at the bigger picture. What can you learn from this experience? How can you use this information to adjust your approach? As you work on overcoming self-sabotage, you might find that your goals and values shift. That's normal and healthy. As you become more aware of your true desires and potential, You might outgrow old goals or develop new interests. Stay open to these changes and be willing to adjust your path accordingly. Building new habits takes time and consistency. Be patient with yourself as you work on replacing self-sabotaging behaviors with more supportive ones. It's often said that it takes about 21 days to form a new habit, but the reality is that it can take longer, especially for more complex behaviors. Stay committed to your growth, even when progress feels slow. Remember that progress isn't always visible right away. Sometimes the biggest changes happen internally before they show up in your external circumstances. Trust the process and keep moving forward, even when you can't see immediate results. As you overcome self-sabotage, you might find that your relationships change. You might outgrow certain relationships or attract new people who align with your growth. This is a natural part of the process. Surround yourself with people who support your evolution and inspire you to be your best self. Celebrating your progress is crucial. Take time to acknowledge how far you've come. Look back at where you started and appreciate the growth you've achieved. This isn't about comparing yourself to others, but about recognizing your own journey and efforts. Remember, overcoming self-sabotage isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming more authentically yourself and living a life aligned with your values and potential. It's about learning to be your own ally instead of your own enemy. Take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. What forms of self-sabotage do you recognize in your own life? What's one small step you can take today to start overcoming these patterns? Remember, you have the power to change your life. It starts with awareness and a commitment to growth. You don't have to do it all at once. Small, consistent steps can lead to big changes over time. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it has provided you with valuable insights and practical strategies for overcoming self-sabotage. Remember, you are capable of great things. Start believing in yourself and watch how your life transforms. Until next time, take care and keep growing.